Tonight, growing questions about whether fluoride in drinking water is doing more harm than good. A report published today in JAMA Pediatrics concludes there is a statistically significant association between higher fluoride exposure and lower IQ scores in children. The study, funded by the National Institutes of Health, analyzed existing research conducted outside the United States. The lead author telling NBC News there is concern that pregnant women and children are getting fluoride from many sources, including drinking water, and that their total fluoride exposure is too high. The research is being criticized by many in the public health community. 52 of the 74 studies it looked at are rated low quality, according to the authors themselves. The conclusions based on fluoride levels more than double what's recommended for drinking water in the U.S.
The ongoing benefits of community water fluoridation at this time strongly outweigh the flawed analyses that are presented in this paper that's just being published.
Superior fluoride toothpaste.
Fluoride has been added to U.S. drinking water since the 40s. More than 70% of Americans get it in their taps. The CDC, American Dental Association, and American Academy of Pediatrics support fluoridating water, citing studies it reduces tooth decay by 25%.
Cavities can obviously cause pain and suffering. People can get very bad infections. Also, many people miss time from school, from work.
The issue is getting growing attention because of new research and recent public comments by RFK Jr., Donald Trump's choice to lead HHS, who wrote on social media, the Trump White House will advise all U.S. water systems to remove fluoride from public water. In an editorial in JAMA Pediatrics, Dr. Bruce Lamphere says today's study shows it is time to reassess fluoride in drinking water.
The conclusions are sufficient to raise serious questions about fluoride's toxicity to the developing brain. That means we need to pause. We need to give ourselves a chance to look at this evidence fresh.
Stephanie, these studies were all done outside the U.S. Is there anything being studied currently in the U.S.?
Yeah, there is. Researchers at UNC Chapel Hill are studying babies, some who are drinking fluoridated water, some who are not. They're going to track their development for 4 years.
He's using the N-word, doing the provocative stuff.
Yeah, it's a green light, by the way. Don't get your foot right over. Relax off my shit, bro. Relax off my shit, bro. What's your problem?
Don't be fucking doing that shit.
What's your problem? What's your problem, nigga?
You guys remind me of the guys that murdered Kayla.
Walk away. Walk away. Bro, you're sorry.
You guys remind me. Yeah, you remind me of that. You guys remind me of that.
Back up, bro. I ain't telling you again. Chill out. Like, seriously, bro. Get the fuck away from my truck.
Oh, you're afraid now. What's the matter?
I don't give a fuck.
Why are you so scared, man? Hey, your shit's folded. Oh, don't pick up, man. Oh, it's so cool. You got another red light. I guess that thing. Yeah, that's going to be pretty good, bro. I think this guy's dead. Okay.
Fight appears to be over as Governor Ron DeSantis says he will sign a bill that would remove it from all water systems in the state. Florida is set to become the second state in the nation to ban fluoride in water.
And it's too late, baby, now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it. Something inside has died and I can't hide and I just can't fake it. Oh, no, no. I know it's true, yeah. You'll be dead before your time is due.
Dass ich anständig meine Zeit verwendet habe im Dienste meines Volkes. Gib du jetzt deine Stimme ab. Wenn ja, dann tritt für mich ein, so wie ich für dich eingetreten bin.
Community water fluoridation recently hit its 75th anniversary, touted as a significant advancement in public health, but new research suggests the potential for adverse health impacts. There's little question that supplemental fluoride strengthens teeth and reduces decay, but at what cost? Most of the older studies were snapshot-in-time studies looking only at group-level data or were based on higher-than-normal exposure. This has since changed with the publication of prospective studies following individual exposure levels from mother-child pairs over time. The first few were from Mexico and correlated higher fluoride levels in the urine of pregnant women with future developmental delay in their infants. They found worse cognitive performance at age 4 and lower IQ from ages 6 through 12. But the fluoride was from fluoridated salt or water sources where fluoride was present naturally. Then this study came out of Canada, the first prospective study using individual exposure data dealing directly with community water fluoridation receiving quote-unquote optimally fluoridated water. None of the municipal water fluoride levels exceeded 1.5 parts per million, and the vast majority, over 90%, were under the U.S. target of 0.7. Despite drinking optimally fluoridated water, the study of more than 500 mother-child pairs found that higher fluoride exposure during pregnancy once again appeared to translate into lower child intelligence measured at ages 3 to 4. The American College of Obstetrics and Gynecologists recommends pregnant women drink at least 8 cups of water a day. Based on the Canadian study, following this advice with water at U.S. target fluoridation levels might result in as much as a 5-point loss in IQ. The Canadian study was published in the American Medical Journal Association's Pediatrics Journal, the longest-running pediatrics journal in the country. The editor-in-chief defended its decision to publish the study, quote, as testament to the fact that JAMA Pediatrics is committed to disseminating the best science regardless of how contentious the results may be, unquote. The Canadian Agency for Drugs and Technologies in Health issued a rapid response report concluding that there is insufficient evidence to conclusively conclude that fluoride exposure at optimum levels affects neurological development, but that's not what the Canadian study was saying. The researchers just suggested the possible need to reduce fluoride intake during pregnancy. As the accompanying editorial concluded, based on the new data, a dispassionate and tempered discussion of fluoride's potential neurotoxicity is warranted. What was the response from U.S. regulators? Within a month of the Canadian study's release, the National Toxicology Program, which is part of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services that evaluates substances for potentially harmful human health effects, released a draft evaluation of fluoride exposure and neurodevelopmental and cognitive health effects, and concluded that, quote, based on a systematic review of the evidence, the NTP concludes that fluoride is presumed to be a cognitive neurodevelopmental hazard to humans, unquote. So we've gone from dismissing people who question the safety of water fluoridation as zealots or anti-science fanatics to the official U.S. National Toxicology Program saying we should presume it's hazardous. Now, this was just a draft report. To ensure the integrity of its report, the NTP asked the National Academies, probably our most prestigious scientific institution, to review it. The review raised a bunch of concerns, which was portrayed in the dental literature as discrediting the IQ research, but that's not what the National Academy said. They explicitly said that their misgivings don't mean that the NTP conclusion that fluoride should be presumed to be neurotoxic is incorrect. They just wanted some further analysis. So in 2020, they redrafted their draft and once again came to the same conclusion, presuming it's a cognitive neurodevelopmental hazard based on the extent, consistency, and robustness of the IQ data. The National Academies then re-reviewed their redrafted draft, concluding it's much improved, but urged the NTP to further improve the clarity of the document, and we await the final NTP report.
Rondo the Thirst Mutilator had come to replace water virtually everywhere. Water, the basic component of all life, had been deemed a threat to Brondo's profit margin. The solution came during the budget crisis of 2330, when the Brondo Corporation simply bought the FDA and the FCC, enabling them to say, do, and sell anything they wanted.